型三四郎
Sega Saturn, SHIRO!
What's up, everybody? It's Friday. That means it's SHIRO show. I'm Saturn Dave, and we got Trainoco here. How you doing, Pat?
Doing all right, just hanging in there. Also, I realized I heard both of I forgot to mute the audio from the stream.
Oh.
So I heard double audio. So I was like, wait, is it out of sync? But it's like, no.
Oh no.
I'm just
okay.
stupid.
Right,
I'm
well,
dumb is the issue.
Cool.
We
cool.
solved that issue.
No, you're not.
The issue is me being
okay,
dumb.
fine.
I am. But no, it's all good. It's all good, chilling out. How about you? How you doing, Mr. Saturn Dave?
I'm doing good. Let me show you something. I just got.
I don't want you to show me anything. No,
got
no,
this
no. Throw that away.
in the mail.
Garbage. Put it away in the garbage.
Big
Right
Bang Game Pro. Big Bang. It's like a issue on. You got 3DO there. You got Saturn front and center. PlayStation Ultra 64. It's just like a logo because they don't know. Jaguar with the toilet seat disc thing, you know, pop it. So yeah, like this. I love these mashup issues, you know, where they just, you know, compile like all the statistics and like I just absolutely love it. And it's got like the card, you know, it's got like 3DO ads, it's got the card in there. Anyway, that's kind of my geeky thing. Yeah.
I like it.
I was talking to Death Engine. I was talking to. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
I was gonna say it has an interesting name because it has the title Big Bang, right?
Yeah, that's half the reason why I had to get it, right?
Yeah, because the funniest thing, I think it's funny because it's two things. It's like Big Bang with the explosion consoles and Big Bang as in the noise it makes when I throw it in the trash can.
Oh, dude, serious? Why do you do that to me? No. Yeah, speaking of 3DO, Shadow Mask is in the chat saying 3DO for the win. I was talking to Death Engine, one of the members in our Discord, on my commute the other day, and dude's like super into 3DO, and moreover he's into like 3DO M2, which is like super niche, you know. There's a good deal of information out there, but he's like trying to work on this project to compile like all of the information from all over the internet and from magazines and everything like that into like a compendium of knowledge. And I don't know, the project, it sounds ambitious and it's more than I even know. So he's working with other folks, so he's not at liberty to really talk about it yet. But I'm super hyped for anything about 3DO or M2 because I'm a fan. So
yeah, I was gonna get a 3DO, but then Shadow Mask sent it to Bob instead. I was really disappointed.
What's up,
I'm
Shadow
just joking. I'm only playing. No, he was really cool, and I don't know the context of why he sent it to Retro RGB. It's probably for a cool project though, instead of me putting it in my shelf. So definitely a better trade. But no, I think it's kind of interesting, and cool of him because he got like 3 different units or something, right?
Yeah, that was my understanding. He had like an FZ1 he was going to keep. And an FC10 that I think needed some work or something like that. He sent one of the units to Bob, like you said. So I don't know. He can enlighten us in the chat. But you should definitely get a 3DO before they get more expensive. Unless you're not. You said you only really have 2 games. Well, this isn't a 3DO show, but I would say
that's next week.
I would say there's a lot of stuff that you should play on 3DO that you shouldn't play on other consoles. People have a tendency to think that just because a bunch of 3DO games were ported to Saturn or PlayStation, that you don't even have to bother with the 3DO. But the 3DO was based on ARM architecture, and it's quite different from the Saturn's. Well, it's like a version of RISC, but and the Saturn is RISC architecture. But anyway, it's different enough that when you port it over. Yeah, when you port it over, some of the games kind of suffered a little bit in some areas, and I kind of think that the 3DO versions of games are worth experiencing. But I got you. But that's my 2 cents. To answer Sega I can't say it. Sega Retrop View. He wants to know about the prototype of Monica's Castle. And full disclosure, that was a post. That was a Twitter tweet from a Japanese game shop fixing modding shop owner. He mostly deals in like modding PC Engine stuff and everything like that. And you know, frankly, because of the language barrier and just the cultural barrier, I don't think it's polite my attempts to just reach out cold turkey, about dumping that game, were just ignored basically. And I think that in order to like approach him about it, we probably would need to get a contact over there, in Japan, who speaks fluent Japanese or is Japanese and would be willing to maybe go to bat for us to ask about like, hey, would you be willing to do this? Because otherwise it's just probably perceived as forward and rude. Right, Pat?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I was hoping we get something on it, but like we didn't even get a reply back. So honestly, it's probably gonna be through an eBay or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or whatever you watch in Japan.
That's kind of the tough thing. Like I noticed, like for us, Pat, it's easier for us to get like these interviews with Western developers or Western like TJ Davis and stuff. They're very amicable and willing to give their time and stuff, but it's also easier to ask because there is no language barrier. And if we ever want to like get into like talking about some of these like Japanese games like that were heavily Japanese developed, even Panzer Dragoon Vi, you want to get into that, you got to reach out to some folks in Japan, Sega of Japan or Team Andromeda, and that's going to be tough. But I mean, I think that's a mountain we have to try to climb in the moving forward. We have to try.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe with some of the Patreon money, maybe we can put it towards getting interviews and stuff like that, and hiring translators to translate some of these interviews for us.
Ask your wife, Sega Retro View. Ask your wife. That would be phenomenal if she knows like how to how to broach the subject in a sensitive way. I can, if I need to give you a link, you can check the article that we did on it. And you can get a link to their Twitter, and maybe they are open for DMs. But that'd be awesome. I mean, sometimes it never hurts to ask. But again, when it comes to like American to Japanese, there is that cultural barrier, and I just sometimes worry that I'm coming off as rude. I don't want to do that.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadowmaster also wants to bring up that that we found that he found that 3DO promo in English that had the English title that had Death Mask in English. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, we didn't really write an article about this, but within the last couple days, Shadow Mask has had a huge breakthrough. He's been kind of going back and forth talking with one of the developers, I guess, and he's been given some visual ephemera or collateral from the game, a lot of some material that they can use, like a script, I think, even which is going to help them immensely with their translation of the game and stuff like that. So kudos and shouts to Shadow Mask for that breakthrough. That's awesome.
As an OG,
I am very thirsty. It's very hot in here, and this is not going to last
thirsty
for the course of the show. Executive. He was the executive producer. There you go. Isn't that the way? Like David Warhol from our bug in it. He was the executive producer, and he had like all this stuff. He had all these drawings and stuff, that he gave to Kay, and so that was awesome. Sure. What else is up? What's up with you this week?
I don't know what is up with me.
Well, there was a server. You had to deal with some kind of server problem, and that was
server's breaking. It's fixed.
It's fixed. Good.
It's not broken no more.
Good.
But just been really busy editing the podcast. It's almost done. Hopefully get that finished by this weekend and getting out early to our patrons, and then putting up the video of that. Hopefully that'll be soon.
That was a fun cast. Did we already tell people who our guest was?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Okay, well, I'll keep my lips sealed, but that was a fun cast, and I'm really excited that you're almost done with it, because the folks are going to love that.
It's going to be amazing. I'll have to have you get some thumbnails going on for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me know what you want. We'll rock it. Should I bring up the browser, or should we chat some more? I mean, we don't have that much to talk about.
We can bring up the browser, and then afterwards we can talk about some stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll bring it up. Let me get this over here. Did we talked about this last week, right? The Game Boy the Game Boy game, right?
We played that. That's just the stream.
Yeah,
that's just the stream that we did, remember?
So just recapping, awesome job by it was Burnt Ends, right? Seawin?
Yeah, Burnt Ends. Seawin, the opponent. Actually, the opponent is actually in the chat here.
They're in the chat, and they're going to join you for your stream, right? today.
So thank you to the opponent. Thank you everybody that worked on that. It was an awesome patch.
It's a beautiful looking game, especially for Game Boy Color. Like, they really did a good job with the palette on this game, I have to say. And all of the little sprites, Game Boy sprites. I was very impressed. That and
Impressive.
And with the translation in general. All right, well, okay, so
incredible.
Moving on to this week, we really don't have that much, and what we do have, all right, so we have something from Peter, or sorry, no, this was Patrick. This was you. You posted this
Peter.
up?
Peter. It's Peter's best.
Oh, okay, it was attributed. It says Patrick Trainer, so I just didn't know.
I know. I posted up. It's not. Yeah,
I gotcha. So we get to talk about Pebble Beach golf links.
Pebbly Beach.
Posting in the wrong links.
Yeah. With Craig Stadler.
So what can you tell us about this game? From your viewpoint.
This game is basically Craig Stadler the game plus Pebble Beach golf links.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone knows the game's about golf and it's made as a golf game, but there's only one reason people visit this game. That's the walrus, Mr. Stadler.
Right. Well, I mean, it's quite a different game because you could play Pebble Beach golf links on the Genesis or the Mega Drive, if you will.
Or you can go there in person.
You can play it on the 3DO. You can pay $500. I don't know how much it is to tee off at the real Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like, on the Saturn, we got a new experience with Craig Stadler, and I would say that this game has become a meme itself. Just because of all the Stadler love online, right?
Mm-hmm. Stadler love. But yeah, it's great. It's a licensed by. It was made by TNE Soft in 1989 for the Genesis, and then 95 for the Saturn. And it's licensed by the official Pebble Beach company that let it use its name. Mm-hmm. So its name is literally the name of the. It's just Pebble Beach Golf Links is the name of the course.
Yeah.
So it literally is like somebody made one course, and it's just about that, and that's all the golfing's about. Is all in Pebble Beach.
Right. Nick did a great video of this. I feel like his review stands as reference material. If you're looking to get into it, or one of the things that he mentioned that I didn't ever realize until I took his advice was to listen to Craig and listen to his pointers as they actually help you do well in the game. I used to kind of just fast forward and play the game. Now I listen to his advice and I find that it actually does work. You put it into practice and it works. And on top of that, as far as a golf game, the physics works pretty good. I mean, it's mostly 2D sprites and stuff like that, but it does actually, your actions do translate well to the screen, which I can't say for all the golf games on Saturn. Some of them are kind of janky. But yeah, it was weird how TNE Soft had this golf engine, and they used this for a lot of different golf games for different courses. They also had Valora Valley, which was like the Devil's Course. That was a fun game that's kind of like based on this, basically. And then they did what's that crazy game that people hate? Hidelight. And they did Hidelight.
They actually, the opponent pointed out that they actually repurposed the engine of this game for the Hidelight on the Saturn.
Right. Which I thought was really
weird.
Appropriate that Nick took the Stadler sprite and had him teeing up through the field on Hidelight. Yeah.
It is pretty funny, and I do think it's I actually never played Hidelight, but I have no interest to play it.
Well, that's fine. That's I have a copy of it and I've played it and it's a blast. In a kind of like, what am I playing kind of way? Like, this is crazy.
They probably should title Hidelight also Big Bang.
So I agree that there are games that are so bad they're good, and then, like, as they say in Ghost World, there are some things that are so bad they're good, and then they go back to being bad again because Hidelight is kind of it's walking a tightrope between so bad it's good and just so bad it's good it's bad. But yeah, I don't know.
Bad it's actually bad.
Some of my friends actually legitimately like it, and maybe it's just the time that they played it when they were kids. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But what else can we say about this before we move on?
It's a game.
It was huge. Like, this game, I have to say, was a huge golf sim back in the mid 90s that I would see almost everywhere. Growing up in Reno, I'd see it like at the airport. They have like a golf shop at the airport where you can like buy golf stuff and everything, because in Reno there's the Tahoe the Tahoe golf course. And there are several like pro golf courses around there, and so it's like people would fly into that airport. There's this golf shop, and I remember as a kid, this game was actually like featured prominently. Yeah, I just have I have a distinct memory of that. I don't know why. Anyway, why am I telling you guys that?
Did
Anyway,
they have a standee of Craig Sadler going like this?
It had some. Thing? I do recall a Saturn, like an actual Saturn, hooked up to a TV. This game and like some kind of poster or something like that. That it was featured in that golf shop. That's all I can say.
It's I'm just imagining a giant poster that says, "Can you get it inside mine?" And like a picture of Craig Sadler like naked holding the game boxes around his junk, and it's like, "Can you get inside mine?" It's like Pebble Beach golf links for the Saturn.
Yeah, I do not think that I can get it in. Well, I don't know. I guess that depends. Get it? Depends.
I mean, I can get in his last shot.
Nice.
I like somebody asked, how come Saturn Dave hung around the airport?
How come I hung around the airport? Yeah, no, that's a good question. What were the circumstances? I don't know. Probably
were you just like such a mall rat that you out mall ratted the mall, so you went to the airport and you became an airport rat?
That's funny. I actually don't recall what the circumstances were that caused me to end up. Yeah, so
Did your dad travel a lot?
My dad did. He was in a band. He traveled a lot, and that could be it. That could be it. That my mom just like brought us to go pick him up from the airport, because I didn't do a lot of flying when I was young. But I mean, yeah, no, I was a real jet setter. No, but seriously, sometimes as a kid, you just have certain memories that stick with you, and that was one of them. And maybe I think it was just that I'd never seen like a golf sim like that looked so real. I mean, of course, that's hilarious by now, hearing me say it now. But back then, I swear, it looked real. Like I was like, wow, this is like cutting edge technology. And of course, and at that time, I think it was still like really early for the early days for the Saturn. So it was very expensive and out of my price range. So I think as a kid, I just would have been impressed with the hardware. I would have been like, oh man, there's another thing I will never be able to afford, Hey,
look at it now. Now you can't afford it now, and you're older.
Yeah. Next up, yeah, I mean, so I apologize to Pat for, I guess, springing this without talking to him first, but honestly, I swear.
It was like I was like doing work and I looked over and it's like, hey, new video upload. It's like, what the heck?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of every week telling people that the only thing I've been doing is working on this top secret project that I can't talk about,
Yeah. It was the last straw. Somebody asked, is like, that's it. I'm announcing this now.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, it's at a place where I feel like, comfortable showing folks so that we can at least get folks excited. No table of contents yet. And there are probably a couple things that I want to add in, which are going to make it thicker, and we're going to add,
I guess this is like a spoiler announcement. We're going to add Craig Sadler ads with him advertising Pebble Beach naked, but like, can you get inside mine? That's an ad that's going to be in the magazine.
You just blew it. that
was
supposed to be a secret. Blown. Thanks. AM25 in the comments said he's excited for the magazine, and I have to admit, coming from him, he is an artist, and I've seen a lot of his art in the Sega Extreme Discord. So coming from him, that is a high praise. I appreciate it from one artist to another. So this has been a dream of mine for years. This goes all the way back to K.
Yes.
Early days of SHIRO, us talking about it, us thinking like, okay, how would this be possible? And I admit that I bit off way more than I could chew. This took a lot longer than I thought because I don't know anything about making a magazine, and I just literally had to learn along the way. So I'm hoping that whatever I do from here on will be better. But the deal is that Peter, if you guys don't know, he writes some phenomenal articles, and
he does.
Even before he joined SHIRO, he would write these like paragraph like essays in the Facebook groups about his childhood and about Saturn, and they were always really poetic and always really like thoughtful. And I was just like, man, this guy needs to write Saturn articles, because I'd read them, because I'm a big reader and I love having stuff like that. So yeah, that was the impetus for this. Is like I reached out to Peter and I said, wouldn't it be great if we just did this, and he was like, yeah, it would be great. can, do you think we really can do this? And I was like, I don't know. If we don't give ourselves a deadline, if we just like work on it slowly and chip it away, and I think maybe we could do it. So we did. And
it was an interesting project. I think this goes back to, man, what was I remember, I think the competition is when you first started showing it to people. So I think you showed it to like Genovi and like the other guys.
Right. So that's right. Yeah.
Emerald Nova saw it. I know Emerald Nova saw it for sure.
Right. So originally, Emerald's here.
Yeah.
Where's Emerald?
What did I see?
What did you see?
The magazine.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. I saw the title in the Facebook group and I reacted to that and I read absolutely nothing because I just got back from work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we sent this during the competition, like in the beginning of the year.
Wait, what?
Dave, like when we had the competition chat on Facebook, Dave spammed the chat with 25 images of stuff.
So
it was pretty funny.
There was a reason though. Okay, so early on we had our expectation. We were just like thinking pie in the sky, right? Like what's everything we could possibly do with a magazine, right? Rather than kind of starting with limited expectations and kind of gearing up from there. We're kind of just like throwing things at the wall. And one of the first ideas was like, wouldn't it be great if we had a demo disc, that we shipped with the magazine that was, I don't know, a CDR or whatever, or we could get it pressed. But it was, when we're talking demo, we really mean like homebrew demos, from the scene, And I reached out to Emerald because I think I was asking him like if he thought that was appropriate or not, or like, and the answer was kind of mixed. It was kind of like, well, if we're going to be selling the magazine, then that's kind of goes against the whole philosophy of having homebrew be free, So
there's no philosophical conflict. There's legal conflict.
Yeah. If they're using engines.
SGL.
Yes, that's what it was. Now, of course, XL2 has broken away from SGL, right? He's using libyol, right? Or no, he's using his own renderer.
Okay, so first off, XL2 is using SGL.
Oh, he is.
And and alongside that, even libyol is not free from the using Sega's proprietary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, like really, you could figure out a way to distribute it as long as it's not tied to selling the magazine.
And see, that's what I was thinking is somebody mentioned just doing like an ISO that is hosted on like Sega Extreme as like a complement to it or something like that. Yeah, just put a QR
code in there.
Yeah, you put it.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see the issue with distributing a physical disc. Just make sure that it's a carbon copy of something that you have hosted for free on the website, and just say, hey, this is just a CDR as a pack-in, and that's probably okay. But I'm also not a lawyer, so
right.
Don't listen.
Yeah, I love how Shadow.
I think the only issue with the demo disc is that you'd have to include a pseudo Saturn with that, which would increase the cost by like 200-300%.
Well, you wouldn't have to. You'd kind of, it would behoove the community to figure out their own ways of making it work for themselves. I mean, again, yeah, that's our biggest hurdle as a community is figuring out a way to reverse engineer that security wobble. Because I swear, until we do that, that's always going to be the conversation whenever it comes to a homebrew developer wanting to put their game out there as a real thing. That's going to be tough.
So I don't think it's trivial to put a whole bunch of games on a demo disc. I know Trekkies has made some progress on there, but I think for the last 2 years we've been interested in trying to do something like that, but nothing has actually materialized.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if it's not like a disc that can just instant boot in the Saturn, it's like, why not just download it off like a site or something?
Yeah. And that would be a kind of a cool thing is if there was maybe just a page where there's write-ups on each game with a QR code. When you link to that code, it's almost like a direct link to the download or something like that. But I don't know. There's ideas of how you would deploy it. But anyway, those were the circumstances that I was reaching out to Emerald way back. and Trekkies and XL2 was that I was just kind of saying like, here's this idea that we really want to make it possible, but I don't know, maybe this is biting off more than we can chew when it comes to like the demo, or maybe we're just not ready for it. And I absolutely agree about like the legal stuff. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so I completely understand. No. Pat, yeah, you may be all for it. He wants to. Shadow Mask says show the real magazine. Hold on a second here.
It's getting keyed out.
It's yeah. Hey, it's a green cover, right? So what do you expect, right?
Yeah.
It's getting keyed out.
I like the new look for a bug.
Yeah, like this is like the gray version.
Yeah, that's the special edition version that you get. It's 1 in 100. You have to. It's like $50. You have to buy it. No, I'm just joking.
That's funny. Everything green in here is just getting keyed the hell out. Anyway,
you should go to the best page in the magazine, though.
Oh yeah, what's that? What's the best page in the magazine?
The Lunar Silver Star story article.
Oh yeah, Pat.
That's like the best page in the magazine.
Best page in the magazine. Why not? Why not? I'll throw you a bone. There's Pat's contribution. He did a write-up, and again, it's my fault that this is taking so long. I mean, this used to be a new article. No, but the thing is, I've read it a few times, and I'm like, this holds up. This is not aged. It's still good information, you know. And we assume, because we're a part of the community, we just kind of assume everyone knows. I don't think that's true. I think there's still a lot of other people out there that would read that and be like, oh my gosh, there's a lunar patch? Seriously? So, you know, but Pat's got more. He's got more fire up his sleeve to.
Yeah, I think I only have like one article in the magazine, so I think the next one. I don't know if we do a next one. I'd like to do a next one.
Yeah,
there probably would be more articles from me.
Okay, so it's too late to submit for right now.
It's not too late.
I mean, if you can make an ad with Craig Stadler, I mean, we could probably work something out.
It wouldn't be too late to submit for. See, this I don't want an avalanche of people knocking on my door saying like I want to submit, but I mean like you're one of our top patron supporters, so yeah. it wouldn't be too late to submit like a 1-page or 2-page. I can't do any like 4-page spreads any more 4-page spreads, and again, like I said, Emerald, I want to get an interview with you for sure. Like a 4-page spread, really going into the community and stuff like that. But again, I don't want to like put all my cards on the table like in one issue. Assuming like we want to make more issues of this, it's like let's save a little bit of the good stuff for later.
Yeah, let's not like load it all in. But there is one thing that you can do if you want to get in the magazine, and it's because we haven't finalized publishing yet. If you want to be in the magazine, you can show them our Patreon supporters are credited in the back of the page.
That is correct. So
right there. So
if you want right here. That we've got all of our Patreon supporters right there listed in the credits, and we appreciate every single one of you. And can only imagine that credits page will get bigger and bigger until it's like an entire page.
Yeah, but like I said though, it's not too late if you guys want to back us on Patreon. Even $1, I think. Did you grab everyone that even $1 supporters? Right?
Everybody's on there. So far.
Okay, yeah. So even if you're a $1 supporter, you can get shout out in the magazine. So I'm not trying to plug a Patreon or anything, but I'm just saying that if you want your name in the magazine or like credited in some way, definitely back us on Patreon. It's in the link in the description of the video. Or you can go to SHIRO. You can go to patreon.com/Spirit Hunter. No, Spirit Hunter, that's my other podcast. You can go to patreon.com/SHIRO Media Group and be able to back us and be in the magazine. So.
And go check out Pat's other podcast. Go check out Pat's Spirit Hunters podcast too.
So I ask about the entry because I'm interested in maybe I can. I was planning on writing for you guys that why you should be in homebrew, but I could probably do that as a multi-part series if you can squeeze in 1 or 2 pages at a time.
Right. So so anything is possible when it comes to digital, right? But and this is one of the things I've learned along the way. When it comes to a magazine, right, there's 4 pages, right? Front, inside, and then back, right? So anytime I add anything, anytime I'm adding 1 sheet of paper, I'm actually adding 4 pages. So I have to add content 4 pages at a time. So right now I'm missing a table of contents. I want to get that in there. Obviously, I have to. But again, as things shift, there's no point in doing a table of contents until it's finalized. So yeah, I'd be open to like a 1-page preview or like kind of I guess you could say like a prologue for like a future article that is like really just unloads all of the information, and I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and like I said, even though we might not be able to get, I think we probably just have like one or two people's contributions for this issue. There's still other issues in the future. Like, you know, it's not like we're gonna be like no more contributions. If you guys really want to contribute and are pretty good at writing, or at least all right at writing, like, you can definitely submit it to us and we'll take a look at it. And you know, if we like it enough, put it in the magazine. We can't make any promises though.
Oh, I do want to say. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so like AM25 asked me a very specific question. It was a good question. Can we do our own mock ads for our project that we're doing? You know, so like if you are a homebrew developer, or you're an artist that's working with a homebrew developer, and you have an idea and you want to do your own mock ad, I'm open to that. That's totally fine. I would do one for you, and I'd do it in a heartbeat, and I'd make you look good. But I mean, he's an artist too, for example. So like if he has an idea and he knows what he wants, shoot me a DM or something like that, and we can get a mock ad for your project into the magazine so that folks, you know what you're all about, and then QR code directly to your site. You know, that's what this is for, really. Even if it just ends up 20 years down the line as something on somebody's shelf collection, you know, it's still frozen in time, you know, as a snapshot of like what we were all doing, you know, in 2021, you know, and hopefully subsequently beyond that.
You
but
can
yeah,
even hang it on your wall and have like an office featurette with your article in it. That'd be kind of cool, like a poster. I know I'm going to be doing that.
And I mean, that's half the thing too. I hope people understand like that I really just wanted to be able to have this be a thing and hold it in my hands. Because as you guys know, I do like long box stuff and everything. I do a lot of like hypothetical projects because I just kind of want things that I didn't have before to exist. Well, in this case, OSSM, I did have it. I have like the full collection. I love the magazine. I think it's one of the best gaming publications ever written. Richard Ledbetter, Sam Hickman, Lee Nutter, those guys. I think they did an amazing publication. I love it, and I just wanted more of it. You know, what are you laughing at? That sounds nude. That sounds lewd. Sorry, not nude.
No, sorry, no. It's talking about the Martin Evans was like, how about a Pat's Peripheral 2-page spread? And King was like, that sounds lewd.
You gonna be lying? Are you gonna be doing like the Kramer, like lying in your boxer shorts with all of the?
Yeah, exactly. It's not Kramer. It was George Costanza that did that.
Oh yeah, you know, you're right. It was George Costanza.
I know my stuff. I know
you
my
do.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, no,
buddy.
you're right. You're right.
Don't be trying to preach Seinfeld to a New York guy.
New Jersey, New Jersey,
New York guy, same thing, same awful area. No, but yeah, like I said, I would like doing that. I'm not the naked part. That's Craig Stadler's job for that. But like talking about like the things that I own, like the peripherals and like the printers and stuff, and like because I have the ability to take like HD quality photos of that and like the product photos. So
yeah, you do. Yeah, you should. Do it.
So I could do that.
Yeah, you should. You should do like bizarre Japanese peripherals, or you could do them all. You know, people are interested in that stuff. I think your stream went really well. It got a lot of good feedback, so I think people are interested in hearing or seeing about that kind of stuff.
I still have parts of that I didn't release either, so maybe I have to do that.
These are all ideas, folks. But yeah, no, this is good stuff. Good.
Like I said, yeah, like I said, personally, we'd love to do. I'd love to do one for Sakura Wars. I know we don't have anything planned definitive for the next issue. We kind of want to get this one out first, but I would like to do a Sakura Wars maybe like a Japan thing. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think if we make the cover feature, now Sakura Wars was a game that came out kind of early in the Japanese Saturn's life cycle, right? So. Yeah. It would be appropriate that, because we're kind of starting with like earlier games and moving on to like later stuff. It would be appropriate to do that, and I think that if we did, we'd probably lean really heavily into the Japanese aesthetic and maybe even like the games that we cover in the issue and stuff like that. And whereas this time we kind of went mostly Western, do the Japanese thing, please those people. And you know, I want to tell folks, there was somebody who reached out to me on Twitter and they were kind of wondering like, will this be like very, you know, will this have those like North American blinders on and be mostly like North American focused, or will it have like a wider worldview? And I really want it to have a wider worldview. I think I am proud of Peter's writing, and I think that he does a good job trying to encompass more views than just the North American view. But I think that to do it right, we probably need to get, somebody to work with us on the UK side of things. And believe it or not, I actually got an offer from Ben Boyd, my good friend and amazing, incredibly amazing artist, who does like just freaking amazing box art and like whole console boxes, just amazing artwork. And he would love to. He's very enthusiastic about perhaps collaborating with us and maybe doing some artwork too, which could help me a lot because, it's not, like I say, it's not easy. But yeah, so
not easy being green.
That is a possibility. But anyway,
but no, that'd be very interesting. I think, at least me, I'd make sure it's Japanese centric completely. But I mean, like I said, the only one we're missing is that we don't have really a good sort of thing, a good pulse on the UK stuff. So
yeah,
but we're all North American people here. And
the thing is, as we move, I think we'd want to have that UK vibe for a lot of the retrospective stuff, so that we could represent their views of things and everything like that. But I mean, moving forward, we're all the same. Moving forward, I feel like we're all the same community, So for a lot of the future stuff, a lot of the current and future stuff, it's all pretty much, we're all connected through Discord. We have pretty much the same access to information. So I feel like as far as that goes, we're fine, But yeah, I don't want to write articles that completely discredit, how folks in the UK viewed the Saturn and everything like that, because I know that we have a ton of folks in the UK just in our Discord, that need to be represented. So anyway, we beat this horse pretty bad. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Glad that I could finally share it. And now every week when Pat asks me what I'm doing, I'll just be like, well, you know what I'm doing. Like I'm just adding more content, or I'm just like working on this.
He's posing naked for the magazine is what he's doing.
Now that'll be Pat for his peripherals.
Yeah, that'll be me. I'll put the Soccer Wars drink. No, I'm not. That joke's dead. I'm sorry. I killed that joke. But speaking of Soccer Wars,
yeah,
funnily enough,
do it. Speak about it.
All right. Do I have to? No. So recently, actually this Monday, September 27th, right. I'm dumb. September 27th, 2021 was the 25th year anniversary of the greatest visual novel / RTS / dating sim of all time, Soccer Wars. And one of the biggest issues and questions I get is, Patrick, how do you play these games? Like, I don't know Japanese. I can't speak the language, and I don't have $100 to drop on So Long My Love just to play one game. Can you let me know how I could play these games and enjoy them? And I have your answer. It's called my article. I go through several of the games that are very playable and have fan translations. Like maybe some people in the chat, like maybe Derek that worked on it, maybe the opponent, maybe Noah's team. I don't know. We'll have to look through the article and we'll see. But yeah, for those that don't know, the Soccer Wars is a series of games that was released on September 27th in 1996 in Japan on the Saturn. It was created by Oji Hiroe, and he first conceptualized it in 1990. And over the years, he built up the concept until it sort of released in 96. And over the course of its 25 years run, there were 6 mainline Soccer Wars games and countless spin-offs released on several different console generations, but only really 2 of them out of all those have been localized officially, in a manner of speaking. Officially localized. So really the only way to play the rest of them is really through a bunch of either learning Japanese or playing with a bunch of guides. So unfortunately, that's not really viable options for some people, but luckily we have the fans that actually translated them.
Yes.
And we have several of them here, and we'll go through some of the ones that you actually play officially. So the first one being the actual first game, Soccer Wars on the Sega Saturn, that was translated by of course, Noah's Team is in the chat. Trekkies Unite, CJ Record, Bold Lentils, Crouching Mouse, Shlomo, Metabatsu Mitsu, and a ton of other people on the team that I can't list off, but are amazing. And this game is just the first game in the series. If you want to really get into it, it has all the characters and sort of builds up the sort of universe. And if you want to download the patch, you can go through. It's available. They just finished was it 2.0 or is it 1.1? I can't remember.
2.0 now, yeah.
2.0. Okay, 2.0. It's on ramhacking.net. You can download the patch,
right,
and be able to play the game in complete English
with lip flaps and everything.
With all the lip flaps,
which is which is a feature of that game.
Exactly, feature. Get that synchronized. All right, so in the next game, I'm doing this chronologically, not actually. It's technically by release too, so I guess whatever.
Yeah.
The next game is another fan translation, Sakura Wars Columns 2, on the Dreamcast by the amazing Derek, aka Team in the chat, Burntons, Natsumi38, Danthrax, Esper Knight, and Natashi.
Were you gonna say our own Derek? He is our own Derek. We love you, Derek. We love you. We are privileged that you're a part of this community. So yeah, he is our Derek.
Love you, Derek.
We're proud of you and everything that you've done. And continue to do. He's working on more stuff. So, but here's some screenshots.
Exactly.
Keep going, Pat.
Screenshots, thank you. But yep, it was put out in May of 2021. It came, I wouldn't say it was a really big surprise because it was a really interesting concept, and I actually did contribute to this fan translation. Just gonna pat myself on the shoulder right there. Thank you, Patrick, for but I did the cutscene in the beginning of it when like you hold the menu and it shows the various like teaser things, the anime teasers. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's fully playable on Dreamcast. I think it's technically officially released. It's like the final one, and you can download the patch on either Derek's GitHub or romhacking.net.
That's right. He
so
also has
that.
His GitHub there. It's very clean. Good professional
clean.
Work. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Professional.
He even got that Japanese browser finally translated. So spare no expense, as John Hammond says.
Spare no expense. Also, Danthrax, you better be patting yourself on the back in that chat because you also helped.
Yes.
On a lot of these as well. So you better get the patent going on.
And Cwin too, right? Cwin helped.
Yep, Cwin. Yep. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Cwin, gonna talk about the next fan translation that was also, it's not released, but it's going to be released fairly soon, is Sakura Wars Game Boy Go Forth Young Cadet on the Game Boy Color. So that's currently in the works. It's a very unique choice because at the time it was released on the Game Boy Color and the Nintendo console when Sega was still competing with them. So it was a very interesting concept. I thought it was pretty funny actually.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
Exactly. It's more of like a spin-off sort of title between the first Sakura Wars game. Mm-hmm. But this one is interesting as it has a lot of really interesting unreleased features. Sorry, I need to take a swig of water.
No, yeah, no worries.
A lot of unique features, a lot of really cool gameplay, and it's a really fast-moving game. So if you want to like get a dose of Sakura Wars and sort of like play it on the go and go through it a couple times, it definitely is the game for you. But sadly it wasn't released on the Game Gear. It was only Game Boy Color, but it's a really fun game and it should be dropping sometime in 2021.
Mm-hmm. I'm a huge fan of those Game Boy Color palettes,
exactly,
and
they're very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. Love it.
I need to play that some more too. And then the next title is the first official English translation of the game in the United States, Sakura Wars So Long My Love.
Right.
Now this was technically the fifth title in the game, which is kind of funny to think about that. And technically the last until the Sakura Wars that released in 2019. Mm-hmm. But it was the first Sakura Wars game localized in the West. It first came out in Japan on July 7th, 2005 for the PS2. And it was later localized for the PS2 and Wii on March 30th, 2010. Mm-hmm. 2 years after the PS3 was released.
Yeah.
But it was released on that. And interesting enough, it actually only came out in the West on the Wii, so it never got a Wii release in Japan, weirdly enough. So
it is crazy when I think
that's
about.
kind of a crazy thing to think about.
It's like the first, and the Wii is a weird console for that kind of stuff. You got like Baroque, which was a Saturn game that came out on the Wii. We got there's a bunch of other stuff that came out on the Wii that it's like, Okay, I'll take it, but why? Yeah, so anyways, Sakura Wars on the Wii, playable, So Long My Love, playable in English, and an official release.
It has a dub and sub version. The dub and sub version are on the PS2 version, but the Wii only has the dub of it.
Right. I'd imagine this is probably pricey now, right? Because of its...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's in the hundreds range right now.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is the one you just played.
Yeah, this is the one, and this is the latest one that got translated. And this is the most interesting. This is Sakura Wars or Shin Sakura Wars. I don't know exactly what it was called.
Sakura Wars, right?
It was one of the Sakura Wars. You guys could correct me in the chat.
Right.
But this is the latest game in the long line of series. It was released. I think it was the biggest gap of Sakura Wars games, not only in Japan but the United States. So this is Japan on December 12th, 2019, which also was the same release date of the patch for the original Sakura Wars on Saturn. So that was definitely planned. They were telling me about that. And it was released worldwide April 20th, 2020. So when the world was on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it. No, once the world was on fire.
Okay.
It was kind of funny, though, because I actually had COVID before this. So after I went through the battle of COVID, this showed up at my door.
Nice.
It's like, ooh, boy,
consolation
my favorite.
prize. It's like, here you go.
Consolation prize for almost dying.
Yeah.
But yeah, while this only features subtitles for everything, it's only subbed. They actually were gonna do an English dub, but they thought they were gonna use the cost of that to do subbing in different languages. So I think that was very good idea. It sucks that we don't have the dub, but they also have Funimation did a dub of the series of the TV series, technically a sequel to it.
Right.
So if you want to watch the sequel to that, if you want more Sakura Wars, you can watch the 26-episode OVA. I guess it's technically an OVA on Funimation. They go through the entire thing. That's really interesting.
Nice. Yeah, you know, the fan base, I think, probably didn't mind there not being a dub, because it seems like those are usually frowned upon in favor of the sub versions. Am I right?
Yeah. I think the dub's definitely coming back, though. But if you really want to play this, you can buy it physically on Amazon or GameStop, or buy it digitally on the PSN store. And, well, that's only the tip of the iceberg for the Sakura Wars games. I'm hoping either through official or unofficial means we could have them all translated, playable.
Actually, that brings up a question in my mind is, when it comes to anime, what do you favor, dub or sub?
My answer is really it depends. There's some dubs I really like. There's some subs I like. I like Bacano dubbed because it was supposed to be in New York and they did New York accents, and I thought it was kind of fun. Cowboy Bebop, the only way to watch it's dubbed.
Right.
Enough said. My Hero Academia, I prefer it subbed. I don't like the dub of that. But yeah, like I said, it just depends on the anime and the mood I watch it in.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I was not a fan of some of the dubs, but most of the dubs I like.
Initial
D.
D.
Stuff I watched up.
Initial D, I gotta have it subbed. Yeah, subs.
It's gotta be subbed.
Yeah.
Initial D's gotta be subbed.
Yeah.
It just needs to be subbed. That's the only issue for me.
So what about Sakura Wars?
Depends.
What about Sakura Wars? You like the sub or the dub? Do you like the dub of the new show?
I like the dub. I like the dub that they did on Funimation. I think it's. I just like it because it's interesting, the voices they chose for all the characters. And it's really cool to hear them after playing the game sub, to hear them dubbed.
You know what I like dubbed? You know what I like dubbed?
What?
The new Bulk Slash English translation. That's what I like dubbed, you know?
Absolutely
so
dubbed.
To all those folks who are like, why do you have to dub it? I'm like, well, this is why. Because they got like some amazing voice actors and it sounds hot. I want it.
We have it, but we want it fully released.
Yes, we want it fully released, but we'll wait. We're patient, you know. I've played enough of it now, and I'm just like, yeah, when it's ready, when it's like, that's a spicy meatball. When it's ready, they'll drop it, and it's gonna be epic.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I mean, I already did, but I'm gonna play more of the hell out of it. I'm gonna double down. Oh, speaking of which, the double down's coming back, so probably gonna get fat again. KFC double down?
KFC. Sorry, you're speaking moon language to me. I don't know. Like, I'm not a KFC. I'm like more of Chick-fil-A.
Oof.
Oof.
About to get canceled.
No, I'm just talking about the food, dude. No, but okay, fine. But, like I'm from Southern California. What am I supposed to say? We've got Chick-fil-A and we've got In-N-Out, and it's like on every corner, so I can't help it.
So having come from Florida, Chick-fil-A is massively overrated compared to the Publix chicken tenders.
Probably, but we don't have that over here.
What the hell is this chat anymore? But anyways, Popeyes is the only answer.
We have Popeye. We do have Popeyes here, but that's spicy.
Popeyes is the correct answer.
All right.
If you want good chicken, go to Popeyes.
I know Sam would agree with you. Being from Louisiana.
Oh, there's also that one Philippine restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but it's in that new Gundam movie. They featured a lot. Yeah. But that place is really good. They just opened one in Arizona. It's actually really legit. Yeah. You know what? I want to go for that for lunch. I'm going for that for lunch tomorrow because that place is pretty amazing. They had some good food there. But if anyone in the chat knows what I'm talking about, it's like this Filipino chicken restaurant. Mm-hmm. It's really good. Just put in the chat. Also, White Castle.
You know what they got in the
Castle's
UK?
Excellent.
What they got in the UK that they don't really have here are kebabs.
What?
Like I really just
never heard of that.
Oh my god, doner kebab it's insane, but they don't have it here. You can't really get it here. There's like some pita places. Like there's a place called the Pita Pit, and it's okay, but you cannot get like a doner kebab here in the States unless somebody tells me.
It's Jollibee's. Sorry, Jollibee's the name of the restaurant. Sorry,
but I mean in the UK it's a staple. It's like one of the things. It's like great Indian food, great doner kebab. It's probably something else I'm not thinking about right now, but anyway, they've got some good food over there. So yeah, I really wish I could get my hands on a good kebab. But anyway,
I know kebab. I know that. I just never heard of the restaurant.
Well, kebab is it's like a skewer with a bunch of meat on it, or a bunch of meat and stuff that you put on the barbecue. But a kebab is it's the meat on the stick that they cut off and then they put it in like a pita with a bunch of like lettuce and tomatoes and like secret sauce and stuff like that, and it's just like this huge.
That actually sounds bomb.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. I've been watching Ted Lasso, and he's like an American guy in the UK and stuff like that.
I keep getting recommended. That's the one with what's his name?
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis.
It's good, man. It's legit good. I like it.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, it's really good. It's fun. You'll have a laugh.
That one recommended me in a Squid Game. I need to watch that one.
I haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of that one.
I think it's a Korean. There's a Korean TV show or something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. People in the chat, yell at me if I'm wrong. Please do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We should wrap this up. I don't want to forget our Patreon supporters, so maybe we should just kind of start wrapping it up, B.
Let's do that.
Let's wrap it up. That's when I worked at Sony. I think I told you this already, but when I worked at Sony as a game tester, my lead would always come through and he would wrap that shit up, B.
Jeez.
Every day.
Well, people better not criticize me for liking Sony anymore. Mr. worked for Sony over here. So you guys better not criticize me for wearing a shirt anymore, I swear.
Yeah, but it was a sucky job. It was like online support. So I was just getting
like the PlayStation.
I was getting death threats every day for killing people in MotorStorm or listening to their drug deals over the voice chat. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Ban. Just
weird.
Seriously.
But anyways, let's wrap this up. So I'd like to thank all our Patreon supporters. Emerald Nova, 32-bit stuff, Seawin, Momfest, Super Dimension Century, Orgus, getting better at that name, and of course, I think Derek is. I think that he's our $10 one as well. I'm. It's kind of weird. It's not updating correctly, but it says $10 on there, so I'm adding him on there. If you'd like to be included in this, $10 Derek.
$10 Derek.
You can if you want to be included.
What is that price on, Derek? You can DM me. You don't.
Jeez. Anyways, if you guys want to be shouted on the podcast, you can back us up. Back us up. You can back us at the $10 above level, and we'll shout you out on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Also, if you're $1 above, you'll be mentioned in the magazine. You'll have your name there. Probably gonna be long if we get a lot of Patreon supporters, but I mean, it's a risk I'm willing to take to make Dave's life harder.
I can tell you who I have right now.
If you don't like Dave either, it'll make his life harder. So if you don't like Dave, you just back us, and then he'll be like, I gotta edit this again.
Yeah. You want me to read off everybody I have, or am I not allowed to do that because they're not
backing at 10.
They're not backing at 10. Okay.
Actually, throw them a bun. Just list everybody out.
We got Anthony Randazzo, otherwise known as Knight of Dragon. Sorry, We got Barry Finlayson, Bernard's Pink Jelly Bean. Bernard's Pink Jelly Bean, I like that one. Seawin, Craig Jolly, Derek Pasquarella, we already did that, and Emerald Nova, of course. Oh Macho, Humanoid 70, Ian Keg, Jeremy Rutz, Jesse Hurley, Sega RPG Fan, Momdu, I can't say his last name. How do you say it? Momdu
Just say Momfus. He just wants to be called Momfus.
Well, he should have put that in his Patreon.
No, that's what he told me.
Okay.
He told me to shout out that way.
We got Man of Stone 17, Nikita Solikov, Private Eye, Rabmac, Retrospectors, hell yeah. Ricardo Mello, Shadow Mask, Super Dimension Century Organist, yes. Tectonic Improv, Tom McComb, and Young Money SWE from Sweden. I think that's what's SWE. Yeah, Young Money Sweden. So that's everybody that's on there right now.
You want to be on there?
Let's
back
double
us
it.
at the $1 level. Yeah, let's double those names.
Double those names.
I just noticed that. I just noticed that we got another $1 Patreon supporter. I don't have his name up, but you'll be in the magazine. Who you were? I just checked on my phone. I busted on my phone. But like I said, if you want to be in the magazine, $1 on Patreon right below on there. So just like I said, it'll be cool, and you get your name shout out. It's a win-win for me. $1 get your name in a magazine. I don't know. That's pretty good to me. Yeah, pretty good deal.
Speaking of people who have their name in a magazine, though, I want to say this little Easter egg. If you guys are a fan, if you guys happen to be a fan of official Sega Saturn magazine, the one that I was talking about before, OSSM, Peter Malik. So Peter Malik, our editor-in-chief, the guy who wrote most of the articles in this magazine, actually has his name in official Sega Saturn magazine, and you'll find it in the letters section. Like, he wrote a letter, and he actually got it published in that magazine. So kudos to Peter for being like a lifelong fan. You know, he's got that OG cred, there. And I found it when I was just reading through one of the issues. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was like February 97.
Did he remember he made it or no?
He vaguely remembered, and he's like, "Yep, wow." He's like, "Wow, that was a long time ago." But yes, he remembered.
You should take a photo of that, and we'll put it or scan it, and we'll put it on the website.
I will. I did post it up on Facebook like years ago, but I'll find it and I'll reiterate it for folks who are just coming in.
Tweet it out.
I'll tweet it out.
Our OG.
But yes.
But yeah, I just finished up the stuff. If you guys want to support us but don't want to back us on Patreon, you can go to our Threadless store and get some cool merch, get some cool shirts like Dave has.
That's right.
And shirts like I need to buy so I can wear them on the show. But yeah, got really cool shirt designs. Cool, yep, right there, cool designs. If you guys like SHIRO, if you guys like Sega, if you guys like Segata, if you guys like CRTs, if you guys like stuff, you should definitely get a shirt.
Yep, I'd buy it for $1. Just kidding.
A little bit more than that, but yeah. And if you don't want, and if you can't support us financially, just share us out, ring the little like button in the corner of the video, and ring the bell and follow us, subscribe, like, comment, send hate mail, send hateful whatever kind of comments you want to make, we'll allow you to do it. I ask you to be nice, but I mean, this is a free YouTube country. I can't really tell you what to do in terms of commenting. But yeah, like I said, make comments, share it out on Facebook, Twitter. If you guys like it, be like, hey, check these guys out. They're doing cool things, doing this, doing that. And it's all good. But I think besides that, I think that's good to go, right? Do you have anything else to say before we head out?
Pat's doing a stream, and he's going to have on a guest. Right.
I'm doing a stream. I should probably announce that. I'm going to be doing a stream of Sakura Wars.
Immediately after this, so stick around.
Yeah, literally immediately after this. 5
people in the chat. There's only 5 people in the chat, but I mean, you guys stick around and maybe even share it out if you want to watch Pat.
There's a lot of people in the chat. Yeah, head out and let us know about your Sakura Wars memories. Tell us about why you like the game, why you hate the game, who's the best waifu, what waifu is garbage. Like, just let us know like every single instance of what you think, what you hate, what you love. Any sort of thing that involves Sakura Wars, even if you don't play the game, if you're just like, oh, I just want to talk about the game in some aspect, do it. I want to hear it. I want to hear you talk about the game in some capacity, or maybe like kind of like, oh, I haven't played this before, but
nice.
Yeah, besides that, I think that's about it. I'm gonna go get the stream ready, and I'll be ready for you guys.
Yep. So until next time, Saturn Dave and Trainer Co. reminding you to play your Sega Saturn. You must play Sega Saturn, and peace out. Yo.
What is up, guys? Oh, let me move this quick. There we go. I'll move this over a tiny bit, and we'll do the introductions. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys, welcome to the game stream. Today we are playing Sakura Wars. I'll do it one more time. Welcome to the game stream, guys. Today we're playing a special treat. We're playing Sakura Wars Columns 2, baby. I know a lot of people were excited for this one, wanted me to play it. And now we're playing it. Got some guests in the chat. We got Derek. We got the opponent. We got C-Wen. And we got Death Engine to talk all about our Sakura Wars and the games that are good. How are you doing, people?
What's up, Pat?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, nothing much.
Pat.
Just playing the good stuff.
Again, thank you for having me.
For sure. Welcome aboard, guys, to the fun. And my chair fell. The green screen fell over. Ignore
Not
that.
again.
It always falls over. It
I have
always
more trouble
does.
keeping my lights up than my green screen when I do my own streams.
It's because it's on my chair. It's annoying. But yeah, now it's back. We're playing some Sakura Wars Columns 2. I know I owe Derek this playthrough. I think, was it Danthrax? Or I can't remember who kept making the joke. I needed to play it.
That was me.
Oh. Well, we are playing it. I'm playing what I'm owed and what is owed to something. Oh, no.
Be careful using the word playthrough there, Pat. It's quite the investment to get start to finish on this guy.
Gotcha. Well, we'll play through. We'll play it a bit and hopefully get through a little bit of it.
Are you gonna do the story mode or just one of the other modes?
I'm gonna warm up a little battle first. I'm gonna go Shadow style, Shaolin style.
That's the best mode,
Tiger
at least
style.
in my opinion.
You have a local
Exactly.
player?
Yeah, you can do
This
local
is for
play.
this is
Oh,
offline
crap.
versus.
I forgot. There's a.
As far as a playthrough goes, I managed to stream all of the story mode stuff in one go. It only took me 8 hours.
Ugh. That long?
You did it with the English patch, or you're saying you did a?
Alright, the English patch. A few
Oh,
days
nice.
after it came out.
I probably watched your video then.
Oh gosh, I can't exit it.
ABXY and start.
Yeah.
I did not mean to do a 2-player battle. I just want to do a bot. My bad, guys.
You didn't want to tell everybody out there in YouTube land, oh man, look how much I'm kicking this guy's ass.
Nope, I ain't that good. When we do, we'll do some story mode. We'll do some story mode then. Play 2-player by myself.
You have the unlock save, right? Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I got the Shadow. You think I'd unlock Shadow without cheating?
I thought you were elite. Come on, man.
I wish. We're gonna play the story. I actually realized I think this is the beta one, so I don't know if the story's gonna be in English or not. Okay, thank God it is. So I think this is the final release. It said beta 4.
No,
So
that's definitely not the final release.
oh, I guess not then. Might be. I literally checked it. I thought I had the final release on here. I checked it and it said beta 4 and I had like 10 minutes to go on. I was like, oh, well, I guess that sucks.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail, right?
Exactly. Okay, I can. Let's go look for her bear.
You have to pronounce it the Japanese way.
Jean-Paul.
Sanpuru.
Jean-Paul. I can't do that. French Japanese, I like it.
You know, France and Japan have a long history together. France was one of the first countries to import manga in the early 19th century.
Oh, dang.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
This.
You do know that in France they have, doesn't the Japanese government have a presence there to aid and assist with the psychological trauma of Japanese tourists coming to Paris and being underwhelmed by the beauty and all of that? Not quite what they thought based on movies and television. I know I've read about this. I know it's real. I'm not making it up.
It's probably because they thought like the Eiffel Tower was going to be as cool as the Tokyo Tower, but it turned out not to be.
I remember my parents would tell me when we went to Paris in like '99, everything was closed. You know, all the French people actually were on strike, just like the stereotype. But we couldn't do anything.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm probably, if I go to Europe, probably Germany or something. I'll go hang out with Mom doing Xanos.
It's real, by the way. It's called Paris syndrome. It's hilarious.
So you'll have to check that out. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your Sakura Wars memories? Like, what are your thoughts on it? What do you guys think about the game? Just anything about it. Feel free and share.
I'll start. I think it was around 2010 when I first had the opportunity to play these games. It was MagFest in January 2010. One of the vendors I visited a lot, they had the Sakura Wars complete box, and I was like kind of contemplating it all weekend, and the vendor noticed. He said I should just buy it, and he also threw in the Paris edition of Sakura Taisen Online, so I just got both of those. And I resolved to myself, one day I'm gonna learn the Japanese language enough to play these games without assistance. That day hasn't come yet, but I still have them, and I stream them once in a while. And then So Long My Love came out. A couple months later, I started playing that, and I liked what I played. And then I went into hibernation, as far as that went, for about 8 years, because I got into other things. It was actually in 2018. This is one Twitch streamer I watched named Lord BBH. He streams arcade games, and he's really good at them. He was going on a project called MAME Roulette to go through every single arcade game that's reasonably emulated. And at some point in 2018, he got to the arcade version of the first Sakura Taisen Columns. And that was enough to get me interested in that stuff all over again.
Oh yeah, because that's on Naomi, right? Or no, it was on the STV board, right?
STV, right? And I looked up the Saturn version, and I tried to play that, and it seems like the Saturn version is a more complete version, because the audio quality on the STV was compromised. It's not supposed to have that many voice samples. So I started playing that, played the story mode in that, enjoyed what I had at that, and I think it was either later in 2018 or 2019, I streamed Sakura Wars 3 for the first time. Realized what I was missing all those years. Then some other stuff happened. December 2019, English translation of the first game came out, and I streamed that and really liked it. And then, well, then 2020 came out, or the 2020 game came out.
It came out alright.
Yeah, that's the short of it. I mean, there's more details to that, but I can't really oh, what's happening? I was just watching your field.
Yeah, I'm getting destroyed right now.
You have to be good at getting a lot of chains quickly, because you only get one.
Oh yeah, combo. I'm gonna just wipe that. There we go.
Yeah,
wow.
Virus is strength is defense. But you still need to mountain attack at some point, and you can't do that unless you're really good at getting chains quickly.
Yeah. I'm a little bit better at the at Super Puzzle Fighter.
I need to play that game more because this game actually has a lot of similarities with Puzzle Fighter, specifically how attacking works.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I really enjoy Puzzle Fighter. I actually just started getting decent at that one, but it's a pretty fun game. Me and my friends all play that. Like we go over his house, we'll play a bunch of it. I felt bad though because I was playing a friend on it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not that great at it," and then I just like destroyed him at it.
Puzzle Fighter is interesting because unlike other drop puzzle games, it favors large single clears over chains. Most other games that do, or match 3, match 4 games, they favor chains. Not that one. Maybe that's why it's so easy to get into. You don't have to learn like chaining techniques like you wouldn't say Puyo Puyo.
Just destroy everything.
Yeah, the Dreamcast version of Super Puzzle Fighter has some exclusive modes that I think are interesting to look at.
All right, attack time. Let's hope this does it, or else I'm gonna get wrecked hard. There we go. Oh god, it's getting so fast. Oh my god.
The worst character in the game.
What a comeback from the computer.
Oh no. Oh god, I'm dead. Are you kidding me?
Things fixed.
Dead. I did. But yeah, no, that's kind of fascinating. So you just got the box at you got the complete collection at a convention?
Yeah. I was minimally aware of Sakura Wars before then, but not, all that much.
Yeah, I saw your collection poster, and you got the So Long My Love box. That's kind of really cool as well.
Oh right, I just remembered. The premium version of So Long My Love came with a pamphlet for the theater, Little Lip Theater, which I think was made just by NAS America to promote it. And since it's no longer in print, I scanned that pamphlet and put it on Internet Archive if anyone wants to read that.
Nice, I'll check it out. No, it's really fascinating. Were you able to get that before the prices went crazy on it?
I bought it on day one.
Oh really?
Plastic. I posted a picture of it in your Discord. I don't know if it's clear, but the plastic wrap's still on it.
Oh dang, you got it sealed too. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, so why did you just pick it up on a whim, or was it like a game you knew about, or is that when you, but you learned, I didn't hear it clearly, did you hear about it like before that game came out or after that game came out?
There was actually a forum I was in around that time where someone who was working on that game was posting about their experiences localizing it.
Oh really? That's kind of cool.
Really? Not too long before the English version came out, all those posts disappeared.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And that was back in 2010. I was still in university. I didn't know any better to save those things. But if I did. But I picked that game up.
I'm about to get wrecked. Oh, they're just charging up. You know, it looked interesting. I actually bought it at a game shop that had a copy of it. It was I think it was like $20 for the edition. Now it's like 100, but I did do a good trade for it. I traded for that my Power Stone standee, which last offer I got was I think $1,500 for it. So I think it was a pretty decent trade. I do really want to get the game again though, because I really like Sakura Wars, Soul of My Love. So I'll pick it up eventually. But I think it was a decent deal. Oh, I won! Sweet, I didn't even realize it.
Actually, I do have a extra disc-only copy of So Long My Love. If you're willing to pay for it.
I'd be down. We'll work out a deal.
Uh-huh.
We'll talk after stream about that. That's pretty cool of you though.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the Wii or the PS2? Oh.
PS2 version.
Oh, interesting. Is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to talk about that afterwards.
As for me, I've regretted every single video game trade-in sale I've ever made, so I'm holding on to all my stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah. The last trade I really did was that one, and I did that one for Magic Knight Rayearth, but I mean, it was wholly worth it because I didn't play any of the other games anymore because of the Mister. But it's all good. I think the one trade I'll ask for gently. But yeah, I really want to get the Wii version as well and get all those games. But little by little, I'll probably get it again. I mean, I'm already getting closer with Seawind's deal, so it's all good.
I remember few years after that, I think 2012 or so, I went to my local used game store and I saw a used copy of the Wii version, and I got excited because I thought somebody other than me bought it.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that happened to me with at a convention. That convention I went to, the Sabaton Con. I saw they had a Sakura, the 2020 Sakura there, or Sakura Shinjuki, whatever her name. I can't remember what the 2020 version was named. But I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, Amamiya. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I can't wait to I can't wait. I'll wait till the next day to pick it up when I have my car. Next day I go, oh, that's sold like instantly. I was like, wait, what? So somebody out there really enjoyed Sakura, so I gotta give props to that. I really like Thunder. That's been pretty good. But yeah, I kind of want to get to. Oh, you living there? I'll see you later, my dude. Yeah, I do really want to get more Sakura Wars stuff, especially I feel like I'm more of a fan of it. I should really finish the first one though. Which we might play later. I'll see. I'll play a couple of these ones and see if I get stuck. If I get stuck, we'll hop on the other one as well.
I think you just need to pick a better character.
Stop talking bad about my Iris.
At the very least, Iris is best played with oh, you're using Thunder. That's better than Shadow, I think, for her. People usually recommend that you use Mountain for her because her defense is really good and gets to level 2 faster.
Huh, I'll try it out for the next one.
Yeah, in all our testing, we found out that Shadow was probably the best, just flat out broken. But Mountain might play to Iris' strengths better.
Fair enough. Okay,
the coolest after all.
Hey, how's it going, my dude?
Going? All right.
Doing right. Just playing some Sakura Wars columns, trying to not die horrendously, and trying to kill Sakura.
This is actually the one spin-off series I have yet to play myself, so it's interesting to.
Oh, you haven't played the Sakura Wars columns specifically?
No, I played the first two. I really need to get back to my save file for Sakura Wars 3. And then I have 4 on the docket, and I have yet to play So Long My Love because technically that's the 5th game, so.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Can you speak Japanese, or you're playing it like through a guide and stuff?
Oh no, I used the guide. I took Japanese for 2 years in college, and that did a load of.
Oof.
I took Japanese class for 4 years in my high school. I entered my high school the first year they started offering it. They had a 4th year, and I was the only one who took it.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's pretty cool. They got one-on-one tutoring.
Offered it.
I think that the curriculum was made harder after the first year because of me. I pushed the standard up too much.
Oh jeez.
What? Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. I was so close to winning. No.
That's fire for you.
Dang it.
Oh jeez.
What did you say was the Mountain was the best one for her?
Yeah, because Thunder has no defense options whatsoever.
Oof. I'll do Mountain in that case.
You get to level 2 a little bit faster, and her defense is really good.
Dang, that was so broken. I was so close. It's just like, nah, fam, you lose.
Every time you have to continue, the game gets easier in story mode at least. You see her defense went down. That means your attacks will be more effective from now on.
Awesome.
That's pretty interesting.
I remember the first time
Oh, go ahead. Is there a tell for like how a specific attribute would work for a character?
No, you just have to know.
Yeah. The most we couldn't fit that much text into the actual description of the different arts, so we had to shorten it really and made it really condensed. The guide out there is from like 2000. Tells you what it does to the stats, but even then it's not a totally accurate description from what I remember.
Fair enough. But how you pronounce your name? Sylveon, right? Sylveon?
Actually, it's Cerulean.
Cerulean.
It's kind of like the play on the color Cerulean.
Gotcha.
But instead of Leon, it's Leon.
Fair enough. Why don't you tell us a little about your Sakura Wars memories?
Well, I actually, let's see, I can't even remember why I went and imported the first two games. I saw it on the eBay auction years ago, and I saw there was some GameFAQs translation guides for the soccer route for both games. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Imported it. Later on, printed out at least, I think each chapter was a good 20 to 50 pages long. And so, like, whenever I went to college, I had a lot of computer-based classes, so I would use the printer in the computer lab when I had some downtime to print all those pages.
Oof. They probably loved you
I'm
there.
not talking to you, Alexa. Be quiet.
May I ask how many of those pages you printed?
Oh, lots. Like, whenever anybody brings up, like, how did you play Soccer Wars? I killed trees. I killed a lot of trees.
When I play it, I just take my best guesses and hope for the best.
Oh god, I got wrecked again.
I did play Sakura Taisen 3 with a guide, but that was the only game I bothered playing with a guide because I didn't like having to look back and forth.
Yeah.
Iris fell.
Oof.
Three
Yeah.
is I think 3 is the one that has the best guide. Because the guy had finally gotten used to it. How to actually make these things.
I think he had a website back in the day, Kamiya, named after Ogami's buddy from his academy days. Kayama, yeah, that's it. Yep. So I'm such a fan. Yeah, can't even say his name right. But yeah, he was a big part of the early Soccer Wars, just like making it accessible to English speakers. And then, of course, we had the anime and all that, but without context, especially that very first OVA that came out here from ADV Vision, it really assumed you played the game, the first game, because a lot of things, like, they like do winks and nods to like some of the mini games, like Sumire's swimming mini game, finding the kids and their parents mini game, all those, and a lot of it just like fills in the gaps, I guess. Like, it was sort of like a semi prequel supplementary OVA in a way, but that was the easiest way to get my friends to check it out.
Nice. No, but I sadly didn't really get to play it to the guys. I just was like, I just want to play the games, so it's like I don't really want to sit next to a guide, or I didn't have really paper to do that. So I just wait for this to get translated and hopefully localized.
Hey, now it's like you got it made in the shade now.
Exactly. Yep. Now we're on to the Sakura Wars original patch. It's not because I got my butt whooped in that game. Definitely not. It's because I wanted to show this one off. I wanted to show this one off specifically. No, but yeah, it's I actually just don't know. Sakura Wars, the game, RTS dating sim, a visual novel. Basically got localized. It was in Japan for a long time, but after all these years, almost 25, like I think it was 23 years, maybe, it's finally translated.
23 years after the original.
Yeah. So yeah, after all that long, we can finally play this game. Also, this controller is a lot less bulky than the Dreamcast one.
That's right.
Is this the updated version that came out this year?
No, I forgot to update it again. I'm pretty bad with that, sorry. This is more impromptu. I was thinking I'm going to update it. I was like, oh, I'm going to do this 25th anniversary stream. But I forgot to update it. Sorry, guys. I need to get with the program, guys. But yeah, it's the really great patch. I really enjoy it so far. Going through it little by little. I'd like to play this sort of like a weekly thing. That and Police Knots. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I want to specifically do this one again because I like Sakura Wars. Yeah, what about you, Siwan? Did you do yours, or I can't remember if you said yours or not?
No, I didn't yet.
All right, let's hear your Sakura Wars memories.
I got in on the franchise around, I want to say, late 2019. I was just getting into Saturn collecting a little bit, and I remember stumbling upon the old Sega Saturn SHIRO commercial, and it was, of course, everybody likes Sega Saturn SHIRO for the meme. There was something about the Sakura Wars commercial that got me really interested. So I looked into this thing, trying to figure out. I've seen this so many times, but what is it exactly? What's so special about it? So then I finally learned. We only got one of the games in English at that time. I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy this thing because I was also into PS2 collecting. And so I played about halfway through So Long My Love when I finally learned about the English patch, and I got so inspired by it after playing through about half of it. I went over. I basically tracked down Noah's team and said, "Hey, is it possible for me to join in? Maybe I can offer my services to maybe do Sakura Wars 2 whenever, if you guys ever were to do that." I remember listening to your podcast episode interviewing the team. And
yeah, I'm really happy that really got a great response. I know we were kind of worried about the length of it and sort of how many details went to that, but I'm glad that a lot of people, it seemed to be one of their favorite episodes, which I was very happy about.
I remember for a while, I was in their Discord, but I wasn't really doing anything because there wasn't really much going on at the time. Everybody was really busy with their own lives. But that was when late January of 2021. In that case, actually, it wasn't 2019; it was 2020. Anyway, early January 2021. That's when I heard stories about how Derek was saying that he wanted to do Sakura Wars columns.
Oh, nice! And you guys made magic.
Since 2019, I've been just saying, if anyone out there is working on Sakura Wars translation projects, I want in, but I didn't reach out to anybody specifically. And it wouldn't be until August 28th when the Sakura Wars GB video went out. One of my followers on Twitter told me about it, and it was right when I was about to start streaming, so I took some time out of that to write a message on that video saying, if you need any assistance, let me know. They let me know, and then I started working on it.
If only I knew it was that simple.
Yeah.
I think Sega Lord X made a video about fan translations, and he said it best: is the best thing you can do is offer your own service. Is the biggest tool you have in your arsenal is you, specifically, just to offer up help.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out, but sometimes it's good to have people that want to push forward and contribute.
Yeah, I was offering it, but to nobody in particular. I was just kind of hoping they would see me first.
Well, it worked out, and you're now part of a really good translation project.
It's a dream come true.
Exactly. You'll be immortalized in Sakura Wars history.
Oh, hey, speaking of dream come true.
Oh, God. We Koron stands now?
We went over this last week, man.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can't believe we're like 2 Koron stands in the Discord. It's kind of funny, actually.
You should see the Discord where we're congregating for the translation of Sakura Wars GB. I'm pretty sure all of us are.
Fair. I don't think I'm invited to that one. Can you? The only one I know about is the Itsumi one or whatever.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, that's the one. Okay. That's the one I misposted. I saw the 25th, and I thought, I was like, oh, they renamed it like a joke as the 25th anniversary. It's like, oh no, there's a game called the 25th. So my bad to everyone that's working on the 25th. I have no idea what that game is, but shouts out that you're doing it.
Me either. I've never actually seen that channel updated. Sometimes life gets in the way, and people.
Yeah. Fair enough, but yeah, no, I just thought it was really funny, like when I posted there with the Game Boy thing. That was pretty funny, or the Tamagotchi Sakura Wars. Is that what that is?
Basically, Yeah, Pocket Sakura. It's basically a rebrand of the Pocket Pikachu.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
It's a virtual pet.
Makes sense how Nintendo got in touch and made had them make the Soccer Wars GB. Or else approved it.
What I'm thinking of is that in Japan, at least, Nintendo's not really a big competitor to Sega. Where Sega's not really a big competitor to the Nintendo, as much as it was over in America, because the Genesis didn't really do that well.
Yeah.
So it's probably just that they're not really considered like the enemy back in those days.
Hmm. Sense.
The Saturn was pretty much the only exception.
Right.
And there are a few. Sega did have a few of their games ported to other consoles that weren't theirs, including the NES.
Yeah.
I mean, there was also
the NES
on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, there's a weird version of Altered Beast on the NES. You need to look into it yourself. It needs to be seen to be believed. It makes a lot of huge changes. Oh, right.
Interesting.
Is that the 10-gen release? Was it like a 10-gen release?
I don't know. This is a Japan-only version of Altered Beast on NES.
Interesting.
For Afterburner, it was actually Sunsoft that did that one. And in the actual game cart, they found a chip from Sega inside the Famicom. Inside the Famicom cart. It was interesting.
Wow.
And there's also some of their ports are on the TurboGrafx or the PC Engine. And that was the first version of Space Harrier I played was on the TurboGrafx. That was ported by NEC.
Gotcha.
And it took a long time before I actually saw any original versions, which is, I think the first time I ever saw a version that was made by Sega was in Shenmue, the emulated version of that.
Some say the PC Engine version of Outrun is a lot better than the Mega Drive version.
Which one? 2019?
No, Outrun for PC Engine.
Well, the only Outrun on Genesis was Outrun 2019. That's what I was talking about.
No, they have the original too. It even had an original music track too.
Wouldn't know about that. I don't even think about the original Outrun on Genesis. I mean, the only ones I only think about is Outrun 2019 and Outrunners, and Outrunners was real bad.
Yeah, Outrunners was oh boy, mandatory two-player split screen. No thanks. But I was a huge Outrun nut, so whenever there was like a version of that game for any system, I was like on top of that, like wet on rice. But yeah. In fact, what really made me want to get into consoles in the first place was Outrun, because some of my most earliest game memories were on arcade machines, and at the time it was a choice between NES, Master System, and Atari 2600, and my mom randomly just said go with the NES, which was weird because she had no gaming knowledge whatsoever. But I went with the NES, and the rest was history. But I was always after a arcade accurate version of Outrun, and it wasn't until the Saturn that happened. But Genesis had an entry for sure. Check it out. There should be wiki entries. But it's a debate over which is like more accurate, PC Engine or Genesis. And it's pretty close for what the PC Engine can do.
Yeah, I think I played a little bit of Outrun on the PC Engine. Actually, it's pretty decent. Even like, because it's not even the it's the HuCard version, not the disc one, right? Actually, I don't know if there was a disc version for that. Was there?
I think it was just a HuCard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing is about Outrun is that it seems like every time Outrun comes up on it's like some kind of stream chat, the conversation always devolves into a fight over which Outrun track is the best, like which song. Like it's not Passing Breeze.
What is
it's
the best
funny
one?
Because Passing Breeze was like the only song for me until I found out, you could turn the steering wheel and get more sound, like more music. That's interesting.
Wait, you turn the steering wheel from more.
So I was a tot, so I didn't know.
Huh.
Go ahead.
Wait, because it's like there's more music if you like change the steering wheel. Like
Yeah,
gets
in the
more
arcade
music.
cabinet, you just like turn the steering wheel.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how you selected the music tracks. Console versions, you probably just like hit left and right or something like that. But yeah.
Huh.
Speaking of Forgotten Worlds, you know how on the Genesis port of that, some kind of glitch with how it reads controller ports, where if you plug in a 6-button controller, the game will immediately game over when you start it. You have to use a 3-button controller with that, or hold the mode button down on your 6-button controller when you plug it in.
Huh. So about the guys, I had to check something real quick, so I had to move my chair over. I'm back in my original position though.
All right. Yeah, Shadow Mask. Yeah, she probably saw a news report said, yeah, NES will be probably more supported. So
Little bit.
that's what I'm leaning
Little
towards.
bit. But you know, there's always these weird ports on some of these consoles, though. Like I remember the Sonic the Hedgehog port on the Master System was kind of interesting. I think that was in Brazil too, right?
Sonic, that was an official release.
Oh yeah, that's right. The port for that in Brazil, right?
No, it came out in America too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was only in Brazil.
It was Yuzo Koshiro's team, Aspect, that did that one.
Huh.
That's the one where they took over PAL. They took a bunch of PAL release versions and just put a sticker on the back.
Yeah. And funny thing is, the Genesis version had a little bit of that too. They had the PAL version of the Sonic 1 cover, and for Canadian release, they had the Genesis logo in place of Mega Drive, but on the bottom it still said Mega Drive on the bottom, Mega Drive cartridge.
All about that Mega Drive.
And the crazy thing is that the American release of Master System Sonic is like super expensive now, just because it has a sticker.
Just because of a sticker, that's crazy. And it's the exact same version, right?
Yeah.
Insane. Man, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some weird ports. I think the only weird port I played that I actually thought was better was the VR Troopers. There's this fighting game for the Genesis. I actually really prefer that version. Or sorry, the VR Troopers one on the Game Gear versus the Mega Drive. Pretty interesting. Call me a lover boy. I should have done that one. I just make Koron just hate me.
So you're probably thinking of Sonic on the 2600.
Oh God, I don't even want to know what that was like.
Did they port it to 2600? Like a homebrew deal?
They ported everything in the 2600.
It's called Zippy the Porcupine.
Oh God.
I think the other Microsoft 2600 port I heard of was a homebrew game based on Halo.
I've seen that.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. But yeah, no, I don't think I really remember playing that port. I know there's like an AVGN game on the Atari 2600, which I think is kind of funny actually.
Really? They made a AVGN game on 2600, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure it's 2600. Yeah, I think it's like a boxing game or something like that. It's been a while since I watched it. He did a video on it, so. But damn, I'm loving this costume on what's her name? I keep forgetting her name because I'm dumb. Maria. She looks great in men's clothing. Oh my God.
There's a scene in GB where you actually stumble upon her in the dressing room and she's holding a dress, like a woman's dress.
Huh.
And she acts just like a kid, like a caught with weed. I wrote it like, I can explain. He's like stumbling, trying to figure out what to say.
Interesting. I'll have to get that scene. Like I said, I'll have to go play through all of them.
Not what it looks like.
Awkward.
That's a nice little character development tidbit.
I do like how it seems like a Sakura Wars light, especially for people that probably couldn't afford a Saturn. You just play the Game Boy version. It's still pretty fun game. I'm surprised how many like Game Boy games are just so much fun to just play.
I think it's sort of the simplicity, you know. You just turn it on, you just start playing. It's not as much build up as like modern games do sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely leans on like the simplicity model, because since they don't have all the bells and whistles, so
It's fair enough though. It has its trade offs, and I don't know. Like to me, I don't know. It's always fun just to like. I guess maybe what they're supposed to be like, just to pick up and go play games. So I'm always a pretty big fan of those style of games. But yeah, no. Overall, actually, I don't think I gave my background in Sakura Wars. So honestly, I think the first time I really heard about the game was through the Sagata ads. Of course, her just dancing around with Sakura, her dancing with Sagata and all that. But it was very interesting, and I guess little by little I learned about the series. I know my friend like got a bunch of Japanese like games, and he had a bunch of Sakura Wars like collector's editions, because like he just like imported a ton of them, and they're like a dime a dozen. Like you can still to this day buy Sakura Wars collector's editions for pennies on the dollar.
damn.
Funny thing about that Sega Saturn SHIRO ad, everyone knows him as all of his commercials where he's beating people up or inflicting a lot of pain on people for either not playing Sega Saturn or not playing Sega Saturn enough. But Sakura Tyson was such a big deal that the one commercial where he broke protocol and didn't kick any ass at all was for Sakura Tyson 2. Just think about that. They even referenced that in, I think, Project X Zone 2.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm guessing this chapter is dedicated to Koran. I'm just taking a guess.
He doesn't get one in this game.
No, she's just kind of there in the original game. They don't explore the backstory at all unless you go out of your way to find it.
I was gonna say it's feeling like I'm getting a lot of Koran scenes. Did I like?
Only because she just transferred in.
Oh,
this is the chapter where This is the chapter where she's introduced, but she does not actually get like a focus chapter.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
They made good on that in the PS2 remake.
Oh, really? They added more scenes with her?
Another chapter. That's all about her, yeah.
Isn't like they explore her fear of fire or something?
No, that wouldn't be till later.
Oh.
Man, I wonder just like... So, I don't make it a secret that she is, in my opinion, the best character in the series. Especially, in Sakura Taisen 2. They don't really have character-specific chapters in there insofar as one chapter is all about a single character to the exclusion of everybody else. There is one scene in that game, though, where we learn about her fear of fire and how it cost the lives of everyone in her village except for her. And an arson breaks out in some place they were investigating, and that's the one time ever in all the games that I'm aware of where she actually loses her temper and gets angry. And her vocal performance is just... It's actually literally terrifying. Her voice twists to such a degree that it's actually chilling. It's scary.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just made me like her character even more, that she can just do that.
Yeah, a lot of the... Oh, go ahead.
I mentioned last time that the voice acting is my favorite part of that game. It's the perfect sequel game. And that you're not going to get a lot of it unless you played the first game enough and you're familiar with everything there. That scene worked because of what you learn about her in the first game. You see a whole different side of her that you never want to see again.
Huh.
Yeah, the second game was just like revisiting old friends again. It's just like you have this attachment to these characters, and then you like go right into the second game. You're like, it's been so long.
Oh god, Koi Koi.
You ready to get Insta Gibbon Koi Koi like I did?
Yeah.
I recently got my hands on the official Sega Sakura Wars 2 guide from '98. this thing looks and feels like something from like late 2009, like the late 2000s. It's super high quality. It astounds me just how ahead of the curve they were with this, with the Sega was.
You might be able to find the guide for that in Internet Archive, because there's a guide for the PS2 remake of this game that's also an Internet Archive. Also a really good guide that explains absolutely everything, including how to guarantee you get the route you want.
So how do I play Koi Koi? Maybe do I match it by color or something? Like, what is the pattern?
You have to match it by flowers, which is not always intuitive, but they at least tell you what matches you can make.
I completely ignore this game every time.
Just like Bridge.
Yeah, like there's Koi Koi Wars in the sequel. I didn't touch that once.
Yeah, I ignore it. I don't bother with it.
Okay.
I got the platinum achievement for Koi Koi Wars in the latest game because I didn't know what I was doing with myself.
Jeez.
Just like Mahjong and Yakuza, I don't ever bother with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how she got Koi Koi. Whatever, you win, Kuran. You can plan.
Special hand. She's choosing to continue with it for more scores. If she gets 10, you die.
Oh boy,
So
my
you need to do
favorite.
something now.
She keeps saying Koi Koi. She's confusing me. I'm just trying to play some cards here, lady. When do I get a turn to play things?
Snug Koran is best Koran.
Oh, cool! Cool. You won, best Koran.
You got insta-gibbed.
Thanks. I'm glad you took me to school.
At least you didn't die in the very first hand before you get a chance to do anything at all. That's what happened to me.
Wow. What kind of bullshit is that? Koiran. Prepare to get wrecked. Kuran doesn't play around. Thanks, Dan. Hey, you know what? You want to do some MPG, Koran? We'll play some Magic, and I'll freaking wipe you out with my red deck.
In Sakura Taisen 2, they changed over to a different game. I'm not sure what the English name of it is. It's like a regular playing card game.
Is it called Good Playing Card Game?
I think I'm not sure what it's called. I've seen people call it President, and Maria cheats in that game. She totally cheats.
In columns, they always refer to it as Tycoon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I forget what it was called myself. Yeah,
and it actually is a game in real life, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what they called it in Clubhouse games on Switch. I think they called it President there. I might be thinking of something else.
The President of the United States.
Maria's from Russia, though, so she would be good at it.
The Premier of the United States. But yeah, these bots cheat. This is worse than King of Fighters level bosses. I'll go bother Iris or Stalker, whatever is the word for this one.
You're talking about SNK boss syndrome?
Oh god, Rugal still triggers me to this day.
SNK BS.
Exactly. My favorite thing is Mr. Karate in the first Art of Fighting when he just pulls out a bunch of BS on you.
Well, there's cheap stuff you can do to get around most of those bosses, but they're not well known, except to people who play those games a lot.
Fair enough. Man, no, I need to. Yeah, it probably is speedrunners. I'll probably look it up. But it's I don't know. I kind of just hopping in and trying, but I don't know. I just get wrecked. I think my worst thing is the second boss in King of Fight or Art of Fighting. It's I forgot what his name was, but that biker guy. If you remember that one.
Jack?
Yeah, Jack. Oh my gosh, Jack is such BS in that game. I hate Jack in Art of Fighting 1.
The funny thing is, if you look up the old Japanese video releases that promote those games, sometimes they'll just show how to break the AI, and those are developed by SNK themselves.
Lol.
You have to just look up the Japanese name and add the word Laserdisc. You'll probably find it because people upload those.
Oh yeah, I remember those. I saw those for sale. I should really definitely buy those.
And they'll even show weird things, just making the AI in a loop where it can't do anything, or weird stuff you can do in verses. It's kind of funny.
How do I get back? Okay.
If you want to exit, you just go to
there
the
he
edge of
is.
the screen.
There you go. Walk away. Finger walk away.
Adventure game.
Gotcha. I'll visit all my waifus, see what they're doing.
one of the most important things that the PS2 remake added was you can actually see how many turns you have left. Here you had to just not only guess how many turns you have, but also keep track of it yourself.
Oh
I think you only get
yeah.
6 at night.
Yep.
See how big of a fist. Wait, what do you mean turns? Like turns in Koi Koi?
No, turns like how many events you can get.
How many rooms you can go to?
Interesting. Yeah.
Before you automatically go back to your room.
Before the storyline advances. I just call them turns, like a turn-based game.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
forgot all about that.
Remember how those are the clock and So Long My Love?
Yeah,
They added that in the second game.
The third game actually had a timer too, if I remember correctly. So it might have
all the
begun
games
with
after
that.
this one added quality of life stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed. No one else worth talking to. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's gonna be an interesting phase when each and every time they're gonna do the better and better port. Like, is the PS2 one considered the best one though?
I think it's a huge improvement over this game in virtually every way, but that's a matter of opinion.
Like, but are those changes in the Dreamcast version, or is it just a PS2 exclusive thing?
The Dreamcast version is just a straight up port.
Yeah, it's just a port of the-
and it's a remake on the PS2, right?
Yeah, it's a complete remake. All the art is new, the voice acting is new, the scenario is changed in a lot of places. Like, I think one of the most interesting is in the original game, the existence of the Wind Division is kept secret until the very end, but they don't wait to show them off until Chapter 1 in the remake because everyone already knows about them by then.
I completely forgot. I completely forgot they were.
In hindsight, makes a lot more sense because if you play any later games, play 3 or 5, you learn about their respective support divisions in the first combat sequence.
That makes sense. But at the time, you're like, oh shoot, you're
Wait,
part of the team too.
Yeah, those 3 weird girls who just make you do stuff for them, they're actually important.
I mean, they're the same. It's kind of funny because it's like Soccer Wars 2020 seems like a remake of this one, like a was it Force Awakens situation?
Yeah, it just follows a lot of the same story beats, including the fact that they don't reveal the support team until the end.
Yep,
that's
exactly.
Yep.
And also in the end of that game, Sakura, the original Sakura, takes the role of God, who revives
like a freaking
all the
goddess.
members.
Yep.
Wait, what? She appears in that game? I beat the game. I didn't see her at all.
You don't.
Well, it's an apotheosis thing.
The what?
Never mind.
See for yourself.
Like, do I need to beat more of the game, or do I have to watch the anime?
I
Like,
think it's a cameo. Like a cameo.
Yeah.
Well, Well, I'd say that she takes the role of God, but it's more like a Monty Python and the Holy Grail deal, where she like appears over the clouds and gives encouragement to the heroes.
oh, okay.
But
That's
she
kind of
did
weird.
save. She did save the team, basically.
Oh, geez, they just destroyed the stage. What the fuck?
What would you do as an audience member if you witnessed this?
I would be like, this is awesome.
So it turned into a comedy.
I would get my phone out. I would get my phone out and record it in 1923, and everyone would look at me like I'm completely insane.
What are you talking about? It's a steam-powered phone. Would just be like the loudest thing. I still stop Sakura. I picked the wrong one, but whatever. Exploratory save, guys.
It's just your non-steam powered Kinematron, right?
It's like you see like an audience member here. It's like it's just the loudest noise ever.
Yeah, dude, shows go on. But one of the things that you have to do when you're testing these games is explore every single route, including the ones you don't want to do. Well, that's a face.
It's a vibe for sure. They vibing. Just checking on some stuff. What is going on with the stage? How did it explode?
Sakura messed up.
Soccer happened. Soccer happened.
Jeez, blowing up everything.
But once it's not an explosion, you can blame Koron on.
Yeah, that's true.
Right there.
Fair enough.
But
you know, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I do like I noticed like all the beats in the 2021 in this one, like, you know, there's somebody with magical powers that that is kind of hesitant with them. You have a Russian person. You have somebody that thinks they're better than everyone else. You have like I think that's really the similarities I noticed so far. I'll have to play more into this and get more into the characters.
Hey, you want to know what's the most messed up thing?
What?
There is an analog for Koron in the newest game, but he's not playable at all. He's just in the.
Oh, are you talking about Gintama? You talking about Gintama?
Ooh, I was talking about Reiji.
Yeah, Gintama. Or Joseph Joestar. Oh no, because the engineer guy, he actually does the voice of Joseph Joestar and Gintoki. Sorry, Gintoki, not Gintama.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of funny because like, why do I have Joseph Joestar supporting me on this team? But yeah, no, I really. Huh?
Go ahead.
I said I really enjoyed 2020 though. I didn't really care that much for the combat stuff, but I'm guessing people felt the same way about the RTS stuff in this game, probably. But like, I really liked all the interactions in the story. It was really interesting.
I think that was like the biggest complaint I heard about 2020 was like the
common thing I ever hear.
RTS.
It's like people
wanted to try something different.
Yeah, I was basically from what I heard, from what I saw in an interview with Sega, is that they were trying to find. Apparently, like market research showed that action games had more of a wider appeal than strategy games did. Maybe.
I do like it though because like they did that and all of a sudden Yakuza became a strategy game.
That's
Yakuza 7.
Say, yeah.
It's like what happened?
It was not lost on the general public. They traded gameplay styles, but one of them benefited a lot more from it than the other.
Yeah, the issue is that also just that 2020 looks like it did not have enough budget to do what it really should have. It really should have had. Probably because it's bringing back an old franchise, so you have to scale appropriately.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like a budget game. It really wasn't really well advertised. I don't know anybody that's not a Soccer Wars fan that really played it in the States, at least. It's a bit of sadness because I think it was a really good standalone game, even if you weren't familiar with the first Soccer Wars game.
This is just my opinion, but I think they revisited a lot of the story beats of the first game to try to introduce people to what the original games were about. I guess because it wouldn't be viable to bring the older games forward.
I was gonna say, it would have been a better idea. Remake the first game in style with the characters.
I was just about to say, because NIS America, I read that they made the decision to bring over So Long My Love, which is set in the USA, so they figured it'd be American audience would be more willing to receive it, especially as the Atelier games and Persona 4 especially were popular in America, so they figured why not Sakura Wars. But there was also the PS2 remake of the first game, and I believe everything would have been much more successful if they brought that game over instead. Maybe the plan was to go back if their first localization was better received. But you're going up against Persona 4, it was never going to happen.
Yikes.
Well, also the thing is that So Long My Love failed because it came out in 2010. Both the Wii and
that too,
the Wii was a dead console.
Right, and Sega themselves had that plan to bring Soccer Wars 5 here. Like earlier than that, and it was only NISA that actually brought it into fruition.
Yeah, and they said it's the most expensive localization they've ever done up to that point.
I have to wonder, what were they doing? Because the plan was to come out in 2008, and they finally, but it was delayed for so long to
they
only
probably
2010.
It's probably because they wanted to port it to the Wii, even though I don't know why they wanted to do that.
Because the Wii was real popular. Do you remember I mentioned earlier that forum poster who was talking about that game?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the last posters talk about frustrations they had with that project. I don't remember any details, but
I guarantee it's because of the Wii.
Somebody who works with them probably told them that they had to take all of it away, so they did.
Oof.
This America is also not known for the best, for the most quality.
Yeah, especially back then.
Yeah. What other games did they have the issues with? I'm just curious.
Another big one was Artilico 2, which had a game-breaking bug on a certain boss if you weren't a certain level. So,
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, you take unavoidable damage here. As in, you lose scores, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just mean.
Oh, my mic just... Wow, they really just make... That's kind of BS.
They hit you with the unblockable.
Almost as bad as that one thing that Working Designs did for Exile 2.
And Pop Full Mail. We also introduced a bug that can destroy the Sega CD's memory because of features they decided to add.
Jesus.
To be fair though, pretty much anything can destroy the Sega CD memory.
Yeah, that Sega CD had its inherent issues.
Literally, you just blow on it and it'll just destroy it.
Good old Victor Ireland and his body workmanship.
Yeah, I don't know that. Like even like I don't know. I always had issues with the memory of the Mega CD. Like I'll like literally just blow on it or I'll change it. And it's like, oh, your save data for Snatcher's gone. Oh, that's cool. I just lost a couple hours of gameplay. It's not a big deal. But I guess it's worse than if you lost like Shining Force's information. That would be, oh my god, I would probably cry.
Imagine being that one guy that invested 200 hours in the Dragon Force for Saturn, and that something similar happened in there.
Oh man, 200 hours and it just dies. I would probably cry.
Oh yeah.
I might have mentioned this last week, but Working Designs did state that they wanted to localize Sakura Taisen themselves. Can you imagine if they succeeded?
I imagine they'd butcher the script, just like they do with
what
everything.
they have done with Koron.
I don't even want to know what they would have done.
It would have made her sound like a total hick because of the fact that she's from Kansai.
Partially a hick like the OVA.
They probably just use the same actors. Like they have Iris being French.
And the OVA, the English dub of the second OVA specifically is, they took their best guesses as to how those characters should sound.
Man, I'm just
characters' names wrong.
Man, I'm just tanking Sakura's like love, so I'm gonna give up on that.
I've yet to see the old English dubs. Even though I have the DVDs, I'm like, I don't want to see them.
Well, I'll save you the trouble. I'll post a link of a couple of clips of what the dub is like.
We also have all three. We also have all 4 of the episodes on our Facebook page. If you really want to watch it.
Somehow, this fan dub of Bulk Slash is going to be better than an official product like Soccer Wars, the OVA dub.
To be completely fair though, you guys have hindsight though.
That's
like,
true.
Like you guys know what sounds good and what sounds bad in anime. Back then, it's like what is the style we need to go with versus like the anime style that we have nowadays with Funimation and Funimation and other companies.
I think they just need to do a normal regular old voice acting job. You know, because animation's not. People aren't strangers to animation in America. It's just for some reason anime dubs they were treated like something else.
They probably went off the Speed Racer mantra, because I don't think they really took them seriously, and I'm sure they didn't have the budget for, like they probably do nowadays. But
maybe.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think that's about it, guys. I gotta head out and finish some stuff up. It's about 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's about 4:30. So I just want to thank everyone for watching, everyone for checking us out and spending some time playing Soccer Wars stuff with us. Thank everybody in the chat. Let me just get the names up.
I posted a few clips on Discord if you want to listen to those.
Fair enough. All right.
awesome.
Let's thank the opponent and Cerulean, right? Or did I get the name wrong again? Cerulean.
You got it.
There we go. Thank you guys for coming in. I know C1 just left, but thank him for joining us on the chat. Had a lot of people that come in chatting, Derek, and just everyone for watching. Thank you very much. Like I said, thanks to all Patreon supporters. I think we're going to play in this one, so I'll just cut it off right here. But thank you for everyone for backing us, buying stuff, and just all supporting us. And yep, I think that's about it. So remember, guys, you must play Sega Saturn.
And you must. Thank you for having us again, Pat.
Yes, thank you very much. I had a great time, and hopefully you guys will come back again. I'd love to have you guys on again.
If it's about Star Wars, you know where to find me.
You put on an awesome show, so.
Thank you. Can't wait for next week then. Actually, we'll figure it out.
All right, this has been The Opponent. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, everyone.